What's going on, guys? Gabe with Review Dork, and as the title suggested, the hedgies did this, and it was brilliant. Now, before we get into that, let's talk about the stock, because AMC opened at $40.93 and then ran all the way at $41.94, and we talked about this over the past couple of trading days, that $41.90 is a very strong resistance. But what happened? It bounced down $1. Now, I'm sure you guys have heard this. The stock market is controlled by bots and algos. In fact, 60 to 70% of all trades are done by bots. So what do you think they're doing? They run it up $1, go short, run it down $1, and they just made $2 on AMC. That's 5% on just 2 swings. Now we're sitting here waiting and we're holding and we're saying moonbound, but you're getting frustrated with people like me, the YouTubers who are covering AMC, and yes, we're wrong more than half the time. But I'll tell you what we're right about. We're right about the fact that hedgies have infiltrated social media platforms and have allowed you to indoctrinate the mindset of, I have to go all in, and AMC is the only play. And then you see that as well with GME. Don't you find it ironic that it's only GME and AMC who feel that way? And there's that constant fighting and that war and that faction. And this was all by design. As long as new retail investors are all in on AMC, you are completely deleveraged, while the hedgies, the institutions, are well leveraged. And what do I mean by that? If you gathered anything from the SEC report, well, a lot of things were dismissed. Was it a gamma squeeze? No. Short squeeze? No. Was it FOMO? Well, a whole lot of FOMO. No one really covered. No one was margin called. They didn't have to be margin called. Why? Because they have so many assets to help cover their ass in case shit goes sideways. However, we have a lot of new investors who are all in on AMC. And if AMC goes to zero, you go to zero with it. Now, I'm not saying take money away from AMC and throw it into another play. What I'm saying is start thinking about diversifying. If over the past 10 months you have not built your AMC portfolio out enough, you're probably not really believing the movement in the way you should have. But now is the time to go ahead and diversify and get into other plays such as Ford Motor, which I talked about this morning. If you're not subscribed to this channel, subscribe and turn on notifications so you can be among the first to receive my alerts. I'm not going to do a Discord. I'm not going to do any of that stuff. You guys are going to get these alerts every morning in what I believe are incredible long-term plays. But the importance of this is so that you guys are aware. Don't you find it ironic that before meme stocks were a thing, no one was tracking it? Now we got mainstream media tracking meme stocks. They know what we're talking about, and they're infiltrating it. They're creating the distractions, and they're setting you up for failure. Now you could go ahead and you could attack YouTubers like me, Trey, Matt, and say, well, you're a shill. You're talking about other plays. We're actually trying to protect you because this is a game of unknown. And yes, our conviction remains. But with what we saw from the SEC, look away. Just don't look. That's what that was. That's essentially what we read, that the SEC was negligent in their responsibility. Now, let's go ahead and talk about AMC's short interest. And I know a lot of you are saying, Gabe, but Ortex is wrong, but it gives us a baseline. The shorts haven't covered. Let's talk about Max Payne here. Max Payne, $40. And you wonder why the price was driven down. But put call ratio, 0.39. Ideally, anything below 0.5 is a good thing. Now, we got a buy rating from Zacks, which is absolutely bullish. And we have Dune coming to theaters. Not only that, we do have a family film in the box office this weekend. So it's going to drive families and fanboys alike, right? So it's going to be a good weekend for the box office. At least that is my expectation. I speak from the heart, and I do this because I love you and I want you all to print. Yesterday on a Twitter call, we talked about domestic violence. This is October and it's Domestic Violence Awareness Month. And there was a family. They were living in a motel, 3 children and a husband, but they were loaded with AMC shares. No, you're doing it wrong. You go ahead and you sell some AMC and you put your kids in a better living condition, because that's what this movement is all about. Anyways, guys, this is Gabe with Review Dork. I am signing out. Peace.